Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The Falcons come into today's game looking for a way to pick up win number 10 on the season. It's the Colts going up against the Falcons. With that, let's get you out to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Larry, we are just off of Centennial Olympic Park Drive at the home of the Falcons since 1992. It's the Georgia Dome here in downtown Atlanta. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Indianapolis Colts and the Atlanta Falcons. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Regular.
They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. There's some flash on this offense, and certainly some flash with Dorsett.
A flyer out of the University of Miami. Speed is his game, but he's added excellent moves and good hands.
Second down now after the incompletion. Back to the air. Luck on second down. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. And here now the defensive starters for Atlanta.
Desmond Trufant has made a great reputation in a short amount of time in the NFL. A lockdown corner that most teams don't attempt to try.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Play action. It's Luck. Flush to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
On 4th down, here's Pat McAfee to kick it away. Fielded just inside the 20. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. They come up in an offset eye. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Hits his target, it's Taylor Gabriel. 18 yards the gain for number 18. These coaches told us they wanted to take the top off this defense. They wanted to be able to stretch them downfield. They showed it pretty well there.
And they knew that if they were able to do that, it would open up everything else. But how did they truly get it done? Practice in the previous week, making sure they had a plan, fine-tuned before they put it into effect in the game.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Shift together here from the D-line.
Ready, black 25.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Tevin Coleman. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
One of the things that really impressed me about Joey Bosa is that he doesn't sacrifice the run game trying to get sacks. This guy really knows how to hold the point of attack, great leverage, and then goes and sheds people and makes plays.
And at 6'5", 270, just a monster.
Absolute monster with a really high motor.
So just 1 yard to go here on third down. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Here's Ryan. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Ready, black 25.
Play clock, 1 minute. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. All right, let's look at the offense. Devontae Freeman, this is a guy that you wanted to talk about, so take it away.
Brandon, have you seen a running back play with such joy as well as such fury? I love the way he runs the football and attacks defenses.
And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on 2nd down. Time running out here on the play clock. To throw is Ryan. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. The play clock's running down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. Offense readies for a 2nd and 1. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They're getting trouble right up the gut. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. And with the play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
Ready! Black 25!
On 3rd and 1, Ryan. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
So with 4th down looming, Dan Quinn sends out his field goal unit. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. So after slogging through a scoreless first quarter, we have action on the scoreboard. A field goal makes it 3-0.
Well, with these two offenses, we weren't going to stay 0-0 forever, were we? I'm not sure that this opens the floodgates, but I doubt that's the last scoring we're going to see.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
On 2nd down, here's Locke. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is target over throw. A 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
They come out here in the aisle. In motion left is Funchess. The carry here for the big tight end. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Now a first down throw. Locke. Ball hit as he throws there. Incomplete. He was looking for Jack Doyle that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. Back to the air. Locke on 2nd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
The throw on 2nd down is Locke. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
So still in search of the first down after that last completion.
Hey, easy, gun. Single, right, 40, 59.
3rd and long, it's Locke. And he's unable to haul it so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up fourth.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Here's Pat McAfee now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Ready, Blue 80.
First down to Bryant. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. They come out here in the air. Ryan leads it Freeman on the draw. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing 3. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They come up in an offset eye. Third and long. It's Ryan. And that is incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And now it's 4th down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. It's taken to the 26. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over, I guess.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. Now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
And that's caught inside the 30. A pickup there of 37. And it'll give the Colts a 1st down. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And again this time to the tailback. Cuts right, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Herman Moore with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead. Cody Parkey is on now for the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. So out come the Falcons now.
Ready! White 25!
They go play action here on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. And the back goes into motion. After the interception, it's locked. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Herman Moore, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Colts strike quickly here for 6 points. And that was just a fly route. There was no stop. He just went.
Yeah, and it was beautiful to watch because you have to set it up as you go along. Everyone knows he's fast, so you play him for that. That's the number one thing you want to take away. But as you go through a game, sometimes you vary the speed in which you come off the line of scrimmage and maybe start a little bit slower, get him to stop his feet a little bit as a defensive back, and then explode and go, as we saw there.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Back to the air here after the INT. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Second down following the incompletion. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together.
Ready, blue 80!
Second and 10. It's Ryan again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on second down. And on third down, the Colts have added an extra defensive back.
Flooding the passing lanes.
Here's Ryan to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. And the Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And a great spot to start this drive from here.
Check out 140! Hey, easy.
block.
Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
Second, green 90. Red 80. Kill, kill, kill. Second, blue 80.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with third and still 7 yards to go.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
This will be caught just inside the 10. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Second, 180. Monday.
From the gun, here's Love. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Philip Dorsett in the final seconds of the first half. And the Colts add on to their lead.
That's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock ends up.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a good return until he stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 10 yards still left on second down. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. And he comes back with one complete. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Ready! White 25!
handoff, Devontae Freeman. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Dante Fowler just made a play that he could be really proud of there. Nice tackle for loss, and what a relief it is for him to be back on an NFL field after missing his entire rookie season with a knee injury.
I think the entire defensive unit is relieved that he's out there. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11.
Ready, Blue 80.
On second down, here's Ryan. Backing up, and he'll be brought down by the Colts. Dante Fowler in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's third down.
Ready, like 23.
Ryan. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Blue 80, wide 25.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. It's caught over the middle, Hooper. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 21. And that leads to an Atlanta first down. First down, Ryan. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons cut into that lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. They come out here in the eye.
90.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short.
Really tough drive, but that run helped salvage something there because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back. And now maybe it'll be a catalyst for them to look at going forward, watching it on tape. Maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense.
Go, Blue 90.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down.
Go, wide 80. Hurry. 59. Go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Second, alert, alert. Monday.
They'll try the air now with Locke. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
674. 59.
They'll come out in the pistol. Luck now to throw. Caught on the right side by Dorsett. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Partner, he sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Colts. They've got control of the football. They also have the lead as we start the fourth. So the offense has it 1st and 10. They come out here in the I.
Mexico. 59.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. And they'll go on the ground. And an alley to run. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Second, 380.
Here's Luck now on 2nd down. Dorsett's got it. And down inside the 15 he goes. 15 yards there for number 15.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people who have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Fresh set of downs here.
Alert! Second, wide!
And they'll go to the ground attack here. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Oh, there's no doubt that this is a huge defensive series right here. They've got to hold them to a field goal attempt or less. Otherwise, this game just might be out of reach. Let's see if they can hunker down and get it done.
They come up in an offset eye.
380.
And they'll run it here. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Herman Moore, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. He's got the hat-trick, 3 touchdowns now.
Did you throw yours? Did you throw yours out
I didn't have mine. You've got yours. You've got one of those Abe Lincoln hats.
Yeah, and that stovepipe is going right out there for him. A nose for the end zone, 3rd time today. I think he deserves a tip of the cap.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Intercepted. Picked off by Akeem Ayers. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 12. And it's good enough for an Indianapolis 1st down. Running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12.
Second out. Wide 90. Rolling. We're rolling. Tempo, tempo, tempo.
On 2nd down, here's Locke. That is caught at the 7th. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. They come out here in the eye. Knocking on the door. And he will push his way forward down to about... And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Hey, easy. Second out. Tempo, tempo, tempo. Mexico, Mexico. Second out.
Now receiver in motion left. Now they bring a receiver in motion right. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak, right? The hot feet in this situation. And he knows how to find the end zone. That time, he just didn't get there.
Color, color.
Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. And on the ground they go with a running back. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
And that loss of yards there is not just on him. It's on the guys blocking for him. I mean, they're supposed to create some type of space or at least get a stalemate. They end up letting them through, and they ended up tackling him for a loss.
And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Parkey's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
Here's the punter, McAfee, to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10.
Ready, set up.
2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And that play was what every defense is wary of. The big strike attempted downfield, but they were in excellent position. They didn't get fooled, and while he didn't come up with the interception, was able to bat the ball down.
Ready, wide 25.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They go play action here on 1st down. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play. For the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. 2nd and 10 now. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Colts, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Mile High to take on the Broncos. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, it's a loss that could wind up costing them a first-round bye as they dip to 9-3. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.